Good morning, everybody. It's Stephanie Kakris here, and I'd like to welcome you to my Wealth and Abundance energy reading for the 22nd to the 28th of July. That should read, not the 18th. I think I'm in a bit of a time warp today because I got ready for my card reading at about 10 to, and now it's 5 past, and it really doesn't feel like 15 minutes have gone past. So it's interesting about the perception of time, isn't it? It's funny because I just shared something I just remembered something that I'd shared in another group from last year about a few encounters that I had with Einstein and with time, and how I was randomly sent a watch in the post that I never ordered, a little cheap Casio watch, that an order came incorrectly. So yeah, it was interesting. Anyway, I digress. I'm here to bring you the Wealth and Abundance energy reading, and we have a very high vibe reading for this week. And for those of you who don't know me, I love to help people to reach their full potential and to live their soul purpose, and to really discover and have the confidence to step into what it is that they're meant to be doing in this lifetime, which for the people I attract is often really big, bold goals, and that can be really scary, and our ego can want to hide and not want to do them. And the cards this week really confirm what I've been saying in the last few weeks. And actually I drafted a blog post yesterday about how we need to be a lot more open and guided from spirit about where we're going, rather than be attached to the goals and plans that we've had for ourselves in the past. So things are shifting and moving so quickly, and for those of you who, you know, are looking for a way forward, but no one's messaging or recommendations are really working for you, it might be because you need to follow your own path. And that's something that is probably my zone of genius, is to really encourage someone to follow their own path. I have no attachment about the right way to get there. You know, there's a lot of people that are really opinionated about, you know, that their process works, and it may have worked for them and it may have worked for some of their clients. But as someone who's followed a lot of other people's processes myself in the past, and had them work, you know, in at differing levels, what I've come to realize is that at the moment, and probably now from this way forward, is that I need to follow my own path. And one of the things that I'm really good at doing is helping my clients to do the same. So in terms of that, in terms of the reading for this week, it's all about seeking help for higher guidance. And the first card I've chosen is from my good friend Julie Lewin's Arakira Oracle deck. And the first card is the Angelic card. So this is from the etheric body. So these cards, there's 7 cards for each of the 7 bodies. Let me try and remember them. The physical, mental, emotional, etheric, and now I can't remember. I need to look them up. The physical body, the emotional body, the mental body, the auric body, the energy body, the spiritual body, and the etheric body. And this card is from the etheric body, and it's the angelic card. And the message is to expect messages from the angelic realm. So as our Earth's energy is increasing, we are tapping more and more into wisdom and insight from the higher realms. And this card is encouraging you to listen and be really open to hearing those messages, and asking for guidance from the angelic realm as well. And I'll talk a little bit about that in a second. So hello to those of you who are watching. I can see Janelle and Krishna and Esther. Nice to see you this morning. So the second card is that I've chosen is from Rebecca Campbell's Work Your Light Oracle Cards Guidebook. And if there's anyone watching who's new to the spiritual world, but they're really drawn to it and they want to learn more about it, I often recommend Rebecca Campbell's book, which is called Light is the New Black. And that's a brilliant book about spirituality and about her journey from being an ordinary corporate non-spiritual person to becoming very spiritual. And this is her most recent card deck, and they're just beautiful. And the card, which is almost identical to Julie's card, is Council of Light. Divine orchestration, helpers in the subtle realms. So this is talking about any spirit guides, spirit animals, ascended masters, angels, elementals, which include fairies and goblins and unicorns. My 10-year-old daughter's obsessed with unicorns and fairies, and you know, she's at that age where she's questioning whether they're real or not. And it's so cool because there are so many shows that she's watching, like Mia and Me and My Little Pony, and I can talk to her about different realms and dimensions in those contexts, and she really understands. And I said they are real, but they're in different dimensions, and some humans can see into those dimensions and some humans can't, but just because we can't see them doesn't mean they're not real. So that's the Council of Light. So in terms of your wealth building and your strategy for this week, it's really important to ask for help and ask for messages, because if you're watching this, then it's more than likely that you've got a really big soul purpose to be living in this lifetime, and you can't do it on your own. As humans, we need the help and support from above. And as I glance at my clock, I see it's 11:11. Now, there is a beautiful little prayer, or a prayer for want of a better word, affirmation that goes with this card that I'm going to read out, because, and I'll pop it in the comments when I've finished as well, because it's the sort of thing that, you know, we can print out and put next to our bed. 94. And I really, myself, I've really noticed the difference in the last couple of years since I've actually been accessing and asking for help from the angels and ascended masters and whatever spirit beings and bodies would like to help me. And if you're not sure what your next step is, then ask to be shown. You know, in a lot of the psychic reading type groups, I see a lot of people saying, am I on the right path with my business? And it's wonderful to go and get a psychic reading or a life purpose reading or whatever, but there's nothing quite like being shown to see it for yourself. So it says, hold the card on your heart and say, Council of Light, I am ready to receive your help for fulfilling my personal Dharmic mission. Thank you for guiding me with clarity every step of the way, and for sending me helpers and experiences that delight my mind, body, and soul. So just breathe that in, because it's just really beautiful. So who have we got? We've got Amber, Lynn, Billy Joe, Myrna, and Gloria. Hello. Hello, everybody. Nice to see you here. So I come on about this time every Monday around about 11 a.m. Melbourne time. And if you want to be notified about when I go live, sometimes in the comments section below it comes up saying get notified when Stephanie goes live, or else you can click on the 3 little dots above, probably on this side, and you can say get notified when Stephanie goes live if you want to follow along. Hi, Rod. Nice to see you too. So that's the second card. Now the third card, again, and I had a little giggle when I turned over this card because it's almost identical, the same message again. So this is from Colette Baron-Reid's Spirit Animal Oracle, and it is the Starfish Spirit, which is to be open to infinite possibility. And this is exactly what I've written in my blog post. I drafted a blog post yesterday when I was doing work in the garden and doing housework. I often get downloads for blog posts and things, and it's something that I've been contemplating actually over the last little while, is just how much I've embraced not setting rigid goals for myself, because, you know, I have a master's in sports psychology, and of course, you know, a big a big teaching of, you know, what I taught and what I learned was about setting really bold goals and having a really set plan and working really hard to achieve them. But personally, that's never actually worked for me. I'm much better off to have loose intentions and, you know, the kind of people that I love to serve and the kind of, you know, I love to teach. And I love to coach, and I love to coach people who are on a path to a really big purpose. But, you know, to surrender to what that process looks like, to how it's actually going to unfold. And when we set goals and plans using our humanness, our ego, sometimes we can miss the signs along the way that might actually be showing us a different way that might be quicker or might be more aligned with our soul purpose, and help give us more energy along the way, rather than feeling exhausted and burning out because we're trying so hard and we're kind of swimming against the tide, so to speak. So the starfish has open, you know, lies on the beach with its, you know, with its openness to the sun, and this is saying that, you know, not to limit yourself with what's possible in this next week. You know, listen to, in terms of all the 3 cards together, listen to your guides, listen to what's possible, expect the unexpected. And, you know, if you are someone that likes setting goals, and there are people who love it and it really works for them, make sure when you write down your goal, you always add at the end, this or something better for the greater good of all. So that's something that I encourage everyone to write. If you set down a goal or intention, always write this or something better, because then it doesn't limit you. Because I've seen people who have said, you know, I would like to, you know, have a certain income figure, or I would like to have, you know, buy a house in this particular city because I've always wanted to live there. But in fact, you know, a possibility, you know, when you're open to infinite possibilities, there might be something way better that you could never have imagined that ends up happening, even if at the beginning it doesn't seem like exactly what you wanted. And another book that I recommend is called The Surrender Experiment, where it's by Michael Singer, and he decides at a certain point in his life, in about his mid-20s, that he would let go of any expectations of what his life was meant to be, and he would literally just follow the path as he goes. And he ended up with $1 billion company, and, you know, just all these things happened that he would never, ever have dreamed of, never have set a goal for, never have planned. He continued to live in his very simple hut in the woods. You know, he was never, ever wanting money, but he had this big mission, this big life mission to fulfill. And as he moved to the next step and the next step, he just unfolded layer upon layer. And he continued to grow because the universe continued to send him these challenges. So, you know, that's kind of the way that my philosophy on life is, to keep growing. We definitely need help along the way. Make sure you call upon your council of help, of light, for help, but also get human help as well. Because, yeah, we're not meant to be doing this alone. We're meant to be in a community, and we're meant to be, you know, seeking help from other mentors and things like that. And I certainly continue to do that for myself. So thank you so much for watching. Just to summarize this week, look out for messages from the angelic realm. Ask your guides for help and to be shown what the next step is. Let go of what you think the next step should be and where you should be headed, and allow yourself to be guided to, you know, to infinite possibilities. Now, I am launching my parenting oracle cards that I have written this week. So if you're on my page, keep an eye out for that, because I'm very excited about that. And I might mention that. I'll be mentioning that in the Heart Center group on Wednesday on offer day. Thank you so much for watching. And if you feel called to tag someone or share this to your wall, or tag someone who you think that this would be helpful for, I would love for you to do that. If you're watching the replay later, press #replay or say hello. And if you've got any questions whatsoever, or if there's any way I can support you, please let me know. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll catch you again same time next week. Bye for now.